I want to show you I'm going to show you how to do a login form with some uh, that gives you some messaging based on what you're doing with the form, right? So I'm going to show you how we can use, because we just kind of played around yesterday in the sandbox. I want to show you how to actually do something that's kind of real, right? Okay, so we're going to make a login page, and we want to, so I want to have a message that tells the user if they have maybe they haven't entered in their username, or they have, or it's the wrong password or something. So what do we need for a login page? We need a text field, right? A couple text fields, drag those in. We need a button. We'll drag in a button. And we need some labels. So we'll drag in some labels. Okay? Pretty straightforward. So here's some Gestalt principles, right? What should I, so this label, is this for this one or for this one? Right? This is why Gestalt comes in a lot. So we're going to use proximity, right? And spacing. There we go. That's a little more clear. So this label, let's call this label, we'll rename it username, and we'll call this password. Zoomed in a little bit there. So I'm going to click on my text field and I'm going to label it something. I'm going to call it something. So remember, if we click on an element, then the properties become available on the right here. So the top property is the field name. So I always name my element type first and then a descriptor. So I'll say text box username. Okay. And then the bottom password here, I'll say text box password. Okay. And then the password box, we can see there's the type down here. Remember we learned about what did we call it? Not restricted. What did we call it in the slides? Constrained inputs, right? Because you don't want just any text to be available. So we can set it to be password. So when you type in, it'll be ... right? So let's hit play and just see what we have for now. Okay, so we have a username and password field. That seems to be working. Okay, does everyone have that so far? You guys need me to give you some time to catch up? Oh, look, so click on the password thing. Click on your text field, and then on the side here, there's a drop down called type, and I changed it to password. There's a bunch. You can have it as phone number, email, date. You don't have password? Okay, hang on. Let me come back. You don't see password? Oh, just one click. And then, oh, no, wait, this is a rectangle. So, yeah, no, you need go down because a box is just a shape. It's an actual thing. Text field right there. There you go. No, click and drag. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep, you can copy. Yep. So that's the beauty of Axure is you get the actual thing. It's not just a picture of it. So now if you click on password and then text, change from text to password, right? Okay. Right. Now when you type, it'll be how's it going? So down a little bit or make this, yeah, right there. There you go. Drag that in. Okay. Everyone else coming along? Okay, good. So now what we want to do, we'll relabel the button. So double click on it and we can call this login. Okay. So now what we want to do is let's put in a message. So what we can do, there's all sorts of ways to do this. What we can do is let's set up a dynamic panel underneath. So see, I clicked on dynamic panel here and I dragged dynamic panel in. Okay. So now I'm going to click in the dynamic panel and click on the first state to go to the first state. Okay. And then at the top, what I'm going to do is put in a box and put a message in there. So I'm going to drag in a box and I'm going to type, so please enter a username. Okay. I'm going to put this box at the top corner. I'm going to make it the full width and shrink it down like that. Now I'm going to go in the home. Okay. And maybe we'll shrink that up. Please enter a username. Okay. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to create another state. We'll call this, I'm going to double click on here and then right click or click once. And I'm going to rename this to enter username. And this one will be no message. And I'm going to move this state up so it's the first state. Okay. So does everybody have that so far? So, okay, double click on, yeah. So did you put a box in? So just shrink the size of the box. Yeah, because that's so if you shrink it on the outside, it shrinks the panel, but nothing inside the panel changed. Because yeah, it's just the view window really is what you're changing. The stuff in behind the panel stays the same size. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Double click on that. There you go. So now you're in the panel. So anything that you do in here is only inside that panel. Okay. Adjust. Nope. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So now, so your panel is basically going to have, you can have multiple states or versions of what's in the panel. So state one, that's just the default thing. So if you click on state one, double click. So now you're in the panel. So last class I created a carousel, a photo carousel. Right. So in the carousel example, each picture was a state. It can be anything. In the state, it can be a different picture, it can be text, it can be anything. Anything can go in there. It's like a little mini page, right? Okay. So what we want to do now is, so I'm gonna click, when I click on my login button, something's got to happen, okay? So I'm gonna click on the login button and go over to where it says on click, okay? And I'm gonna double click on click. And then I get my case editor up here, okay? So now we have to add some conditions. Ooh, conditions. So I'm gonna add a condition, okay? And I'm gonna say, so these are the things that we can check for. So the value of a variable, the text on a widget, uh, the length of a widget value. I think that's what we want because I want to see if there's anything in the username field. I want to check to see if there's anything in there, right? Because then I'm going to tell the user you need to enter in a username. So I think length of it, right? Length of, and then I'm going to pick the thing. So length of text box username is less than value of 1. I want to do something. So I'm going to click OK. So now I have a case. If I click on the login button and the length of the value of the widget text box username is less than 1, I want to do something. So what do I want to do? I want to change the panel state of my dynamic panel from no message to enter username. Sure. So I clicked on login. I clicked on click. Oops, that's the second case. We don't want that. I clicked on case 1. Okay. And then, so I clicked on the case, and then I clicked on set panel state. Okay. And then I picked the thing I want to change, which is I only have one dynamic panel. I was bad. I didn't name it. I was lazy. But that's okay because we only have one dynamic panel, right? So one dynamic panel. And then what state do I want to switch it to? I want to switch it to enter username. And what's the animation? I want it to slide down. That? Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and we're going to see if this works now. So I'm going to hit play. So now if I hit login, see the message dropped down. But if I refresh and I type something in here and I hit it, the message doesn't appear. Okay? So see when there's nothing in the text box and you click, you get a message. You guys got that far? Yep. No, so the first thing, so delete this one. So first thing is go to add condition, right? Because there's a condition. You don't want to do it every time you click. So then you're going to say, select that. You're going to say length of the variable value, the length of it. And then you're going to pick your, oh no, sorry, widget value. Length of widget value. Then you're going to pick, oh, so you got to name your text fields. So cancel out of here because you don't know which one to pick. So click on your text fields and label that one text field password and this one text field username. I'll be right back. Yep. Yeah, double click and then click on nothing and hit the up arrow if you want to make that the default. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's the one at the top. Yep. Yep. So yeah, so see, okay, because remember you got to label stuff because then when you go to try and pick it, you won't know what to pick. So click cancel, and then click on there and label it. So click in there and call it text box or whatever, text box username, and then text box password. And I'll be right back. Did you get it? Okay, so now double click on login, or just single click, and then click on click, double click, and then you want to add a condition, and you want to say, click on that, I want the length of a widget value. I'm going to pick that. I'm going to pick text field. Well, did you label them both text field password? You got to label one username. Okay, cancel out of there. It's okay. It's okay. Click on username. Okay, change that to username. I don't know. So now go back in here and on click. Yep. And then set panel state. No, sir. Add condition. Length of text on widget. Now you know you've done it 3 times, so now you'll remember forever. Yes. Equals or is less than value of 1. And then hit OK. Yeah, this is coding. You're coding without coding. So now hit play or preview, and it should work. Did you get yours working? No, because so clicking on the login button, we want to check what's in the text field. So yeah, click back on here. So you're saying, no, in properties. So you're saying double click on click. So you're saying on clicking the login button, I'm going to check a condition. So add a condition and then say change that to length of a widget value and then pick from there because you want to check the password, the username field, right? Text box username. Yep. And then pick from there. So we want to say is less than. I know less than. It's got to be just less than. Is less than. And then value, and then change that to 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now you have your condition. So now click on the condition and just one click because that's the rule. That's the condition. But now you got to say, okay, if this is true, what do I do? So then you go to set panel state right there. And oh, we don't have a, okay, select okay. Did you create, oh yeah, so put a dynamic panel there. And then, so open it up, double click, and then add a state. So well, close that because that's state 1. So yeah, double click on that, and then click plus, and then double click on state 2. Now put a box in there with some with a message, and I'll be right back. Did you get yours? Oh, you know what? I think we forgot something. Okay, go back in there. Go back in case 1. So click on the button. Yeah, click on case 1. Yep, double click. And then, so we forgot to tell it what to do. So then if this is true, then you're going to click on set panel state. Please enter a username and then click the state you want to change to. Well, you have to create a different, so click OK. But now go in here and create another state. One state with no message and one state with a message. Yes. Yep. And then even just move state 1 down. You just use the arrows there. Okay. So now, oh wait, but double click on that and then go into state 2. Oh, okay, that's fine then. That's 1 and that's 2, right. So put your message in whatever state you want the message to be in. Yeah, state 2 probably. Okay, let me show you, I'll show you one more step and then I'll help more people if they're having troubles. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to Axure here and we wanna not just check the username, but also the password, right? So what I'm gonna click on my on-click event again and see it says case 2, okay? So now I'm gonna add another condition to case 2, right? Because I wanna check the username and then I wanna check the password field. So I'm going to add a condition if length of widget value of text box password is less than the value of 1. Then, so I'm going to click OK for now because I got to go in my dynamic panel and I'm going to create another message called enter password. Okay. And then inside, and so I'm going to copy the message from username and go to the password state by clicking on that, double clicking, pasting it in here. I'm going to say, please enter a password. Okay. So now I can go back here. I have 2 cases. Case 1, if the username is less than 1, and case 2, if the password is less than 1. So now I'm going to click on here and I'm going to say set panel state of the dynamic panel to enter password. And I'm going to animate in. I'm going to slide her down. Slide her down, not up. Okay. So now if I play and I hit login like that, it's going to say please enter a username. Okay, I'll enter in a username and I hit login. Now it says please enter a password. Okay? Let's see. Can you guys get there? Yeah, case 2. Okay. Password is less. You got it. You got it. Click OK. And now, so now, if that's true, what are you going to do? Another state. You want to switch the state to a third state where the message is. Now, you don't need to use a dynamic panel for this. You could just have a box that's a message, and you could change the value of the message. So there's usually like three or four things, three or four ways to do something. Yeah, yeah, yep. Okay, so let's look at your state, your panel. Double click on that, and you got, yeah, state two. Okay, good. And go back to home. Okay, and then click on, so you just have the one, yeah, okay. So click on login, click on your case. Yep, double click. So now, okay, click on that. Okay, so now just, yeah, pick your panel and then pick the state that you want to change to, which is two probably, right? No, no, that's the label. Yeah, just pick there, select state two, and then you can pick an animation if you want. Yeah, slide down and hit OK, and then hit play and see what's up. Are you having some troubles? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, because you gotta label them. So click cancel, cancel. So click on that, and then see where it says text field name. You don't always have to, but you want to if you need to reference it later, right? Because of what you just saw. It'll just say text box, text box, text box. But now now go back, click on the login button. Yeah. So yeah, so password. So set it to the, yeah, you had it to the other one. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay, so double click on there. Yep. 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 So double click in there and then just put in like a heading or whatever you want in there to be your message. Yeah. So this is like a new page now, but it only exists inside that little dynamic panel. Yeah, absolutely. And then, yep, yep. I It's weird when you have it. You could try it, but it's weird when you do slide down, slide up, because it'll go slide down and then it'll. I think you always want to slide like whatever direction, both the same way, both directions. You can try it. Like that's the beauty of this. Is you just try it and see how it looks. Okay. Okay. So click on login. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Length of widget value. Yep, should work. Set panel. Yeah, that should work. It's not working. Let's see. Hmm. Well, get empty your empty that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see. So just hit the button. Okay, that's working. Uh, okay, put something in there again. Hit the button again. Okay, let's look back at your thing. Maybe. Well, okay, go to home and then so click in your panel. Double click. Go to enter, please enter password. Double click. There you go. You didn't put anything in. There you go. You're switching to a blank dynamic panel. Okay. Yep. Yep. Uh, no. It's supposed to happen like this, right? Right? Username. If there's no username and you click it, you get that, right? If there is a username and you click it, you get that. That's the initial state for to have no message, right? Right, you got to put it in. That's the no message, just a label. No, stuff you put in the panel, that's in the panel, but then you can label the panel and the states themselves. No, 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 no. It's because in that dynamic panel can be anything. Anything you can put on a page, you can put in a dynamic panel. Right, right, right. Okay, we're just going to do one more thing and then we'll call it a night. So what I want to do now is I want to have another case. So I want to say I'm going to add this is going to be a combined case. So I'm going to say add condition. So I'm going to say text on widget, which is I'm going to say the username field equals value of Carmen. That's going to be my login name. And I'm going to add another row. I'm going to add another condition. Boom. So I'm going to say text on widget in the password equals password, right? Okay. So if that is the case, so if it's both these, if text on text box username equals Carmen and text box on text box password equals password, then let's save this. I'll just have a message here called logged in. And then I'll double click on that. I'll put a label in here. We'll call it logged in. Okay. So I just got to go back to here, click on here, case 3, and I'm going to set the panel state of the dynamic panel to be logged in. Animate, slide down, go. All right, let's do it. Okay. Please enter a username. All right, I will. Please enter a password. All right, I will. Okay, nothing. Now Carmen and password. Logged in. Woo! Right? I'd probably do if I had time, I'd put it another message like password incorrect or something, but we don't have time because it's 9:25. Okay, so let's see. What are you doing here? Okay, so in your dynamic panels, how come you have a text box? You just want a message. Hang on, let me just turn off my video here.